everybody, how's it going? It's the Daily Shooter, and today I've got some food for thought for you. This is definitely going to be one for the comment section, so if you have an opinion on the topic, go ahead and leave your opinion down below. Join the conversation, see what other people are thinking, and hit that subscribe button and let YouTube know that you still support gun channels. Now, here's the thing. I want to join the caliber debate today, but I don't want to just hop into the caliber debate like everybody else does, 9 versus 45 and so forth, because today I have a little bit of a twist. This is reality for some people, but it's make-believe for others. So if you live in a free state that's not restricted, this is going to be something that you're going to have to actually think about. Use your mind, use your imagination, and imagine if you were in a restricted state, what would you do? So here's what I want to add to the debate. If you had to choose between 9mm and 45 ACP, but you were limited to 10 rounds only, would you still go with 9mm if you're a 9mm guy? Or would you still go with 45 if you're a 45 guy? So like I said before, this is kind of a reality for some of us, something that I've been thinking about for a long time because I live in the state of California, and I'm currently using 9mm as my primary home defense cartridge. I like 9mm. It's very, it's available. It's got some great self-defense cartridges that are available by a lot of reputable companies, so you have a lot of ammo to choose from. But there's also 45 ACP. It's a much bigger cartridge. You pretty much can get the same ammunition that's offered in 9mm in 45. And if I can get 10 rounds max out of 45 and 10 rounds max in 9mm, and 9mm doesn't have the benefit of coming with a 15, 17, 20 round or 30 round magazine, and I'm losing that benefit, should I switch over to the 45? Now, there's some people who always jump in the debate and say, look, if you can't hit your target in 10 rounds, then maybe you should go back to the range anyway. And to them, I say, are you only expecting one person? Because I live in Los Angeles County. I turn on the news, I see home invasions just about every single day. And it's always multiple people. It's always multiple people coming through that door and just kind of overwhelming the people that are inside. 3 people, 4 people, 5 people. And out of those 5 people, maybe 3 or more of those people are armed. So it's not that you just have one target that you need to engage. Maybe out of the 5 people, 3 of them scatter and you're left with 2 guys that are just absolutely 100% willing to die in order to take your stuff. But still, there's multiple targets that are to be had. So you want the best possible first 10 rounds that you have, because if you have 10 rounds on you or you just grab a gun or something like that, it's going to be high stress, and getting to another magazine could be something that might be a little bit difficult. So I want the best 10 rounds possible. Now, if it was up to me, I would have a 300 blackout next to the bed ready to go with a 30 round magazine. But even in long guns, we're restricted to 10 rounds. Now you might be saying, well, you could still reload the 300 blackout. Well, that might be true, but California puts a lot of restrictions, and other states put a lot of restrictions on their long guns that make it a little bit difficult for some of us to reload. So if reloading becomes an issue, it's better to go to something that is faster to reload. And in the state of California and in some other states, reloading a pistol is much, much quicker than reloading a long gun. So for us, especially in these short distances and small spaces, having a handgun is just... it has some added benefits actually over using a long gun. So preferably I'd like 300 blackout. To me, that is the best home defense cartridge that you can get. It has low recoil, low flash. It's easy for just about everybody to use. There's a lot of companies coming out with great home defense or self-defense ammunition that you can use. And in most states, again, you have 30 rounds. But again, we're using our imagination and saying you're stuck to 10 rounds. So that's kind of out of the window. Long guns are kind of out of the window here in the state of California. In other states, great. But here, it's not really so good. So 40 and 45. For those people that are asking about other, cartridges, I'm kind of sticking between these two simply for a price and self-defense ammunition category being a factor. Now, for those of you out there wondering which side of the fence I fell on after thinking about this for so long, 9mm or 45 limited to 10 rounds, I gotta say I ended up going with 9mm or sticking with 9mm, and there's several reasons for that, and my reasons might be food for thought for you as well. But I started thinking to myself, even though 45 is easy for me to handle, it's not super easy for my wife to handle. And what if I become incapacitated? Maybe I'm fighting somebody hand to hand. Maybe I've already been shot. Maybe I'm dead. Maybe I'm incapacitated by some other means. And my wife only has access to the gun that I had out. Do I want her to have the 45, which is a lot, more difficult for her to use? Or do I want her to have access to the 9mm? We know 9mm is a very capable cartridge. It's not the hardest hitting cartridge like a 45 is, but it's a very capable cartridge. Well, what I've decided to do was keep something that is easy for everybody to use. It is easy to rack the slide on most 9mm. You don't have to worry about monstrous slides like on a 45. You know, they just tend to be a lot bigger and a lot heavier. The recoil springs tend to be a little bit heavier. And so it's easier to manipulate a 9mm. It's easier for everybody in the house that, you know, can use a firearm to use a 9mm. Shots are easy, recoil is less, follow-up shots are going to be a lot better because let's face it, recoil with a 45, if you're a smaller person, it's going to bring it pretty far up high, and you want to be able to get that extra shot if you miss on the first or second shot, whatever the case is. You want to get that second shot on target. You want something that's going to have less recoil. So something like this is going to be a lot easier for everybody that has access to it to use. So I really made my decision not just on myself, but everybody that has the potential to use the home defense firearm that I'm going to be using. So that's kind of where I left off in the debate. You know, even though, yes, it's 10 rounds of 45 versus 10 rounds of 9, and 45, I think, in very close quarters is going to hit a lot harder than the 9mm. I still have to say that 9mm it's just a softer, easier gun to shoot, easier gun to operate, and it's better for everybody in the house. So obviously your situation might change if you live by yourself, but still for me, that's what side of the fence I landed on. So I'd like to hear your thoughts on this. Obviously, I'm always, you know, kind of an open book. I'm always open for learning. I'm always open for change. I am not closed off, closed-minded in any way. So if you have some interesting information you can put in the comment section that might change my mind, try and change my mind. I'm definitely open and interested. So anyway, thank you all very much. This is just something that I wanted to make a quick video on so you guys could think about it yourself. Food for thought for those of you who are in free states, and this is actually serious thought for those of you who are in restricted states. If you only have 10 rounds, what do you use? Thanks very much for watching. Please like, subscribe. Have a great day.